Namaskar. Very good morning to all of you. I feel really happy to be in the US India Space Business Forum to address on the inaugural function. Actually, I have got a couple of slides to just depict the collaboration between Isro and the US team in various activities. Before going through that, I would like to say, the Indian space program entire activity was started in the year 1962, 15 years after our independence. So our activity is a 64 years old activity. The entire program was started not to compete with anybody, to bring advanced space technology for the benefit of the common man of India. Today we strongly believe it is not only for the common man of India, it also should the global community. That's what we strongly believe. And it is a human-centric, application-oriented program. And really, when you look at, I strongly believe this type of program should be a collaborative program, an internationally collaborative program. That is in that context, the Indo-US Business Forum, what you have organized, brought almost 14 business partners from USA. Also, lot of key personalities who are contributing for the space sector of our country. You all are here. On behalf of the Department of Space, let me formally welcome all of you for this very important program where we are going to discuss, debate the opportunities in this sector. Now, I am extremely happy. When I was sitting there, I was thinking, our country, we strongly work for the women empowerment. And generally, this type of stage, 75% people used to be dominated with the male-dominated society. 75% people used to be there. But today, really, I am seeing a developed society because out of 5 people, 80% were female. I am extremely happy. That's when you talk about the business opportunities, 80% women folk standing and leading the show. I'm extremely happy to see that. Now, before I go through the activities, just let us have a look at a couple of slides how the US and India has collaborated, and it's a collaborative program. First of all, today, our Honorable Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, is leading the space activity from the forefront, taking the country to different stature. And today, economically, we have grown and we have reached to a stature of 4th in the world, and he has given a clear target. The space economics, we are very average. In fact, our thinking in the beginning was not concentrating on the space-based business. In fact, bringing advanced technology to the common man was the basic goal. But then at one point of time when we looked back, actually the type of investment what has gone inside, but then the type of cost-benefit analysis other than the societal service, when you do, really our share, we were so surprised to see only hardly 2%. And that is a very bad share. And so it has to be taken to a little higher level. And we have put a very target, almost 8 to 10 years. Honorable Prime Minister of India has given a direction to take it to something around 8 to 10%. That is the target towards that we are working. Now, first let us have a look of how the Indian space program, a collaborative program, mainly with US. Of course, we are almost 60 to 65 countries. We are partners. And we strongly believe the space is common for every global community, Space is doesn't belong to one country or one region. And the benefit should be enjoyed by every citizen, every person of this globe. That's what we strongly believe. Now, dear friends, our program, as it was told, 1962 it was started, and 1963, November 21st was the first major milestone what was achieved. The first tiny rocket, I think the left side you are seeing the rocket, it lifted off from Indian soil on November 21st, 1963. And I am extremely happy, and I have to compliment the US team. It is you who gave that tiny rocket to us, and sodium vapor lamp payload. Sodium vapor payload came from France, and the entire thing was integrated by our team in a small church building, and finally we accomplished that mission. That was the beginning of the activity, of the space activity in the country. And let me thank the US team for the outstanding support at that point of time, what you extended to us. Then coming to next major milestone, when it comes to the application, today almost 50 space applications are there for the common man of our country in the area of earth observation, resource management, disaster warning and mitigation, telecommunication and navigation area, and ensuring safety and security of the Indians. Multiple applications are there. But 50 years back, we had not demonstrated any space application. Of course, space was there, but no space application was demonstrated in our country. And entire Indian space program, Space Research Organization itself was formed only in the year 1969, August 15. And it was August 1st, 1975, I think one of our very senior persons, Mr. Sailesh Naik, former Secretary Air Science, and he was a veteran in space program, is here. I think he will agree with me. It was 1st August 1975, for the first time, the space application in India was demonstrated, keeping 2,400 television sets in 2,400 villages of 6 states. And for that, we were not having any satellite to our credit at that point of time. And then we had to get a communication signal, and it was ATS-6 satellite of USA was given, and from that satellite, the communication signal was passed through these 2,400 television sets, and for the first time, a mass communication from space to the ground was demonstrated in our country, and that is the beginning of the space application in our country. And go to next slide. And then, of course, lot of support the US community has given. 1971 coconut root wilt disease study was carried out in Kerala, and that was the beginning of earth observation related activity. And for that, the infrared camera itself we got from USA. And of course, there are other applications, other supports. Go to next. And coming to the lunar mission, it was the Chandrayaan-1, where the US team was a partner. And of course, there were a lot of other partners. We had the Minisar and payload, and that found water molecule, hydroxyl molecule on the moon. And both of our country can be a proud countries for that great scientific discovery for the first time, hydroxyl molecule on the moon surface. So that was a fantastic accomplishment jointly done by both of our countries. Coming to Chandrayaan-2, Chandrayaan-3, further activities also, and Mars orbiter mission, I think lot of ground support and lot of supports were extended by the US team. Then of course, today we are in the human space flight activities. It was 2018, August 15, our Honorable Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, announced the human space flight program. The Gaganyaan program was announced by him. And then it was 1984, our first Indian, Rakesh Sharma ji, was sent to space by the USSR team with the support of USSR team. Immediately after that, there was a astronaut, Indian astronaut was supposed to be sent by space shuttle, but then there were historical reasons, there were some issues, and finally that could not be accomplished. And thanks to the President of USA and the Prime Minister of India, finally they converged on a program to send one of Indian Gaganyatris who were selected for our Gaganyaan program to send to International Space Station through the Axiom program. And it was a fantastic collaborative program. And in fact, it was done on July 25th. I think you all know Subhash Shukla from India, along with 3 more astronauts, were sent to International Space Station by Axiom. And then they returned on August 15th. In that entire process, when we have started the human spaceflight program now, honestly speaking, we don't have all the training kits are not there in the country. Couple of things are there. Then surely, in terms of the training, Subhash Shukla plus one more standby Gaganyaan-3 were trained almost 10 months there, and that was a great experience. And finally, today, Subhash Shukla is sent to space, and then, of course, International Space Station, he was with other colleagues, and he has carried out a couple of small experiments, but then for us it is a very, very key in the beginning. And microgravity experiments were also carried out, and he is brought back. Let me thank the entire SpaceX team, Axiom team, and of course the NASA team for that outstanding contribution in exposing our Gaganyaan 3 for the first time to International Space Station, also hand-holding and to do some activities in the space.
Greetings from NASA. Welcome to the U.S.-India Space Business Forum. I want to express NASA's strong support for the forum and for the work of the trade mission. Thank you to the U.S. companies who have traveled for this week. Many of you are NASA's trusted partners and contractors, and I'm pleased that our Indian colleagues will have the opportunity to learn more about your work, and vice versa. I also want to thank the Indian space leaders who are engaging with these companies. We have much to learn from one another, and I look forward to hearing the insights that emerge as you build new connections and explore fresh ideas together. NASA's cooperation with Isro has grown significantly over the past several years. I'm grateful that those of you attending this forum will see firsthand what NASA has experienced in working side by side with India's exceptional engineers and scientists. Together, our two countries have already achieved remarkable milestones, from the launch of Isro to our astronauts living and working together aboard the International Space Station. There's much more ahead as we continue to expand our science and exploration partnerships under Administrator Isaacman's leadership. The ideas shared and the relationships formed during this trade mission have the potential to bring our nations even closer. Thank you to everyone involved for making this week a success.
As far as space is concerned, India is also looking much more to collaborate with the NASA.
As you all are aware, our Honorable Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, visionary leadership, we are working in a vibrant mode in the space sector. And 2020, the space sector reform was announced by Government of India. Thereby, a lot of private sector are working, startup companies are working in this area. Earlier, before 2020, hardly three companies were there. Today, 330 startup systems are working, and almost 450 industries are working in the space area. And the Indo-US collaboration in the space sector is a very long history. 1963, November 21st, when we lifted off the first tiny rocket. That rocket came from USA, and from that humble beginning, the December 2025, December 24th, we accomplished the heaviest launch from Indian soil. That launch is for a US company, a communication satellite, Bluebird 2 satellite, lifted off using Indian launcher and placed in the orbit, perfectly in the orbit. And again, July 30th, the NISR, NASA Isro Synthetic Aperture Radar mission, again, a Indo-US collaborative satellite, and we have successfully placed using Indian rocket, the Mark II rocket in the orbit. And then, Axiom program last year, there was a lot of, between our Honorable Prime Minister's, his vision, we have sent using the Axiom program, the SpaceX rocket, the Subhash Shukla was sent to International Space Station, and Honorable Prime Minister of India strongly believe that for coming to the space activities, the international collaboration is very, very important. And
so opening India for the US market, US companies and US companies coming to India and India going to US, as far as space is concerned, how important do you feel that?
No, honestly speaking, the space program, there should be a lot of collaboration. It is in that context, it is a good effort. The Indo-US Business Forum meeting is a good effort. At the end of the 2 days, you will come to know the outcome of the discussions. Thank you. Gaganyaan 2027 is the targeted date, and we are working towards that. And before the actual mission, we have to do the uncrewed mission. We are all working very systematically, very with a single-minded devotion. The entire team, entire country is working towards that program. Thank you.